What I educate people around is how to tap into the power of food and making over our mindset about the purpose that food plays in our lives. And it's really to power our bodies and give us the high quality fuel and energy for us to do all the things that we do.
From this habit, slowly I began to not eat the things that I was once eating. And then it got to a point where I started to notice some of the changes. I always stress to people that the importance of identifying a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
A lot of the issues with life we kind of gloss over because it's not that big of a deal at the moment. And then for some of us it snowballs. And then it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
So I think that was awesome that you were able to get around the right people. In fact, in one of my books, I highlight the importance of surrounding ourselves with good people.
Yeah.
Even today, I was on YouTube trying to like tap into a panel about relationships, and the host was doing too much. And so even from a standpoint of like watching YouTube, say, you know what, bro, like, it should be obvious to us at first that certain people or certain environments bring out different sides of us. You know what I'm saying, but that's not life. You kind of got to go through it to figure it out. Even for me, I tell you all the time, once I discovered that creatures, people, beings, animals have emotions, one of the main reasons why I continue to not eat certain foods is because of the energy attached to it. I was telling friends like, man, the mama cow at the farm just had the baby cow. The baby cow gets taken away from the mama cow. The baby cow don't know what's going on. It's a dark place. Before you know it, the baby cow is separate from the mama cow. The mama cow is going through it and stressing. The baby cow is going to be taken care of on the other side of the farm, and the mama cow is now going to the little dark place. The mama cow expired, well, not expired, it's beef, but she dies missing her baby. That energy is attached to the meat, and it's also in the blood. So when we get it on our end, months, days, however long later, and then we eat that, and
That
then
transfer of energy.
we
I mean, I see
emotional.
where you're going.
Yeah. So for me, like once I realized that was like an eye opener. Even how my first job that I had was McDonald's, and when I would go to work, they would allow us to get certain foods for our employee meal. So I remember being at the airport at McDonald's, and on my break, I said, man, you know what, this week, I'm gonna just try it out and eat like a quarter pounder, because I can. I mean, it's either that, the double cheeseburger, or the flared fish. And so if I started on Monday, by Wednesday, I had to stop eating it because I felt like I was stressed, like, you know, I wasn't in a dark place, but I was like questioning why my mood was changing. And I'm sitting like, bro, I'm 16, bro. I ain't got no kids, I ain't got no bills. I ain't got nothing going on but work, free money, right? I feel like this. I said, well, the only thing changed between today and Monday was the darn
Eating
food.
that food.
And so that was 16. I didn't change my diet until 2017. So that's a whole lot of time later.
Yeah. So look, I'm glad you brought food up. I'm so glad you brought it up. So what you said you changed your diet. So what is it like now?
So now where I'm at with it is I eat a lot of fruit. I eat a lot of sushi. I was eating a lot of soup till I was talking to Chat, and it reminded me that it's high in sodium. So I just finished off my last little bowl of soup that I had. And to be honest, I've been going through my struggle meals because what's funny about delayed gratification, what I didn't realize was when I take myself from eating really nice to eating more basic or on the go, that I wouldn't miss the nice food. And so my palate, because I've gone through so many changes with my diet, my palate has adjusted to whatever I'm eating. And so when I would treat myself once a month, I would go, so on the everyday, it's going to either be sushi, fruit. I was doing a breakfast sandwich. I'm sandwich with croissant, red onions, tomatoes, avocado, and a fried egg, right? I'll do that every day. Just give me some balance. And then I follow up, like I said, seafood or a bowl of fruit and a smoothie. As of late, it has been the veggie stuff at Taco Bell because it's on the go. When I'm in my bag, it's literally fruit, sushi, or like salad.
That's great. So I just want to touch on food just for a minute, because
Oh,
as the lifestyle pharmacist, one of the things that I do a lot of education around, and part of my
mm-hmm.
framework is around food. So I teach what's called the FAB framework, FAB, and the F in FAB is for food. And so what I educate people around is how to tap into the power of food and making over our mindset about the purpose that food plays in our lives, and it's really to power our bodies and give us the high quality fuel and energy for us to do all the things that we do. And so eating a balanced diet of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean cuts of protein, and pretty much trying to avoid those highly processed foods. So highly processed foods are a lot of those convenience foods that we have been marketed to as being convenient for us and good for us because they save us time. But when you were talking about the soup, for example, that made me think about, pre-prepared canned soups that we will buy in the grocery store. That's another one of those conveniences, but it is loaded with a lot of sodium or salt. And so, point, and I want to illustrate it because it is a perfect segue. Those highly processed foods, things that we can run in the microwave or run right in the oven, are loaded with unhealthy fats, lots of sugar, and lots of salt. And so, over time, as we continue to put those types of substances in our bodies, and a lot of those processed foods, highly processed foods, have a lot of additives, colors, nutrient
Mm-hmm.
products. So people will think that they're really eating a lot or eating something, but there's really no nutrient density or nutrient value to the meal. It's just a bunch of chemicals and additives and colors and sugar and salt. And so getting people to eat more vegetables, eating that lean protein and not, deep frying everything. So, lean cuts of meat that are baked, broiled, grilled, and smoked. Those are kind of the guiding principles of what I teach in terms of clean eating.
So dope. I left off fried foods. Now, I will admit, when I first started my journey in 2017, I thought the fried foods was like, I was like, you know what, bro, this gonna have me straight. But then, so let me get backstory. The backstory is, in college, I went through a season where my diet was fiber deficient. I didn't have enough fiber in my diet. And I found myself eating a lot. And once I realized that, then that prompted me to change my diet. But it wasn't until I said 2017 that things kind of changed. But the funny part about it is it wasn't like I wanted to change. It was something that I recognized. So I basically was too poor to buy cheese, too poor to buy food that had, animal products. I had to get, the little chili and the potato, from Wendy's. But what led me there, what led me there was I would literally stop by the Wendy's on my way to the studio because I was a freelance designer at the time. And so once I realized the food wasn't filling me, it was like, man, look, bro, $5 a day was what we was doing now. 4 plus some little extra, little frosty or something, you good. Well, when that wasn't filling me up, I said, man. And so there's a Wendy's, a Chipotle, there's a pizza spot. So what would happen was I would bring my food, and my homeboy would order the veggie pizza on a late night after I run through all my food. So when I'm finishing up my fries or whatever, ain't nothing left, I'm making fun of him. He got the veggie pizza. Well, you know how this finna go, man. Listen, bro, you got this pizza. You eating one slice an hour. Like, bro, I need some food. And so from this habit, slowly I began to not eat the things that I was once eating. And then it got to a point where I started to notice some of the changes. So my diet was so polluted that I was having sinus and allergy issues, which was causing me inflammation. No, I'm sorry. The food was causing me inflammation. Inflammation was giving me the sinus allergy issues. And then when the food put me to sleep, I drink coffee. With a coffee, I believe, is a diuretic. So that makes it takes away water, right? And then I'm taking the pain medicine for my hip. And then now I'm taking like an Adderall or something to stay up. And then it just goes like this.
It's a loop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice that, I could drink liquor and it hit harder, or I could eat a lot of fast food and it hit harder. And so once I began to notice I'm taking medicine and I feel it faster, right?
Mm.
Wait a minute, bro, something changing. And so what ultimately led to even me cutting back on a lot of things that I was doing that wasn't for a better diet, I kind of stopped doing because my body was starting to actually digest the food, right? And so what I learned, which was so awesome, which made a lot of sense, if the body reproduces 28 every 31 days, right? And then for a month straight, it's just trash. It's like, bro, you're going to get trash results.
Thank you. And I'm so glad you said that, because that's something that I say to people often. Think about our bodies as a holder or a receptacle of what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's garbage in, out, honestly. And I think about people who make investments in like expensive cars. Some people are really into cars. Like they are like on it. They got to have the latest whip. I'm not really into cars, but I get the concept. And people will take such great care of their car. They are getting it, professionally detailed, weekly. They are making sure it's waxed. People putting ceramic coating, like all these, expensive maintenance kits and treatments. And, then they'll put the wheels on it. They'll invest in the sound. And a lot of those cars also require premium gas, some of them, so thinking
Yeah.
about the way that you
Oops.
care for that automobile, the type of fuel that you put in that car, keep that same energy when it comes to your body. Like this is a machine, like, and it can do some amazing things, but we have to power it the right way. And that's with what we put in our body. So nutrition is so, so, so important for our bodies, our minds, and just for our ongoing, vitality and longevity, because food can also help us, but it can also hurt us by putting the wrong types of, ingredients and additives and, not having the nutrients that your body really needs to function at its best. So yeah, I could talk about nutrition all day, but I know we got to move on. But I'm so glad you brought it up.
Yes. I just want to bring up one more point. In my book, Speak of Confidence, I think I break down that there are chemicals that are markers for mood, markers for excitement, markers for energy, and what we would call confidence. Or what's a chemical translation of confidence? High energy.
Okay.
But the point is, when I'm learning this, right, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, man, emotion is a chemical.
Yeah, our brains give off a
You
chemical.
can
Yeah.
you can manipulate your emotions with chemicals, but that's on the inside. On the outside, that's what you put in your body. And so I believe I have a YouTube video called The Confident Grocery List, where I kind of go
Ooh.
through like different little foods and how they, affect your confidence. And I think for me, what I enjoy about this journey and having these conversations is I'm in a process of everything that has to do with confidence. And so when I meet people and they kind of give me certain cues that they're not as confident as they should be, and I ask them what they're eating, it's just like, man, bruh, I'm bouncing off the wall. I might not even
Yeah.
had the most sleep, but
Yeah.
I've been, like we said, these 30-day, 28-day cycles. I go through so many cycles of purifying this, my aura, right?
Mm.
It's like, bro, come on, man. Like, you still letting your diet slow you down. But again,
Right.
people aren't there.
They
So you
don't get
can't,
it. They don't know. They don't understand the connection, because to your point, there are nutrients and components in foods that have different characteristics. There are foods that can stabilize your mood. There are foods that give you more energy. There are foods that help you to sleep. There are foods that can promote wakefulness, or energy. Food is the key. And people
yeah.
are just sleeping on what food can do for them. So food legit can heal us, it can sustain us, it can maintain us, it can help us to thrive, but we have to tap in.
Yes, that's crazy. I went all the way around the world, but I took us through this um beautiful journey because what I was trying to say was what I noticed through that whole experience was when I would eat fried foods, I would feel like my body couldn't breathe, right?
Mm,
And matter of fact, 2017, when I changed my diet, I had a panic attack off it was some bad grease. And
mm.
I felt like a tree hugger because I was like, man, they done mixed the chicken grease with the fish grease and the fried. I said I could taste all that in this little bite, and I could feel like the oil getting trapped in my veins, and I was getting blood clots. I'm like, bro, why do I feel like this?
So it sounds like you have been like reading and educating yourself too. It sounds like on some of the consequences that some of these,
and I had a little, I guess, I was kind of like deep into it, But with that being said, 2017 wasn't when I stopped eating fried foods, and so this year has been pivotal for me because I've been intentionally not eating fried foods because I eat with Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean, whether or not cauliflower is real, we ain't gonna talk about that. But I would get the deep fried cauliflower and the potato wedges and the celery and carrot sticks. And the funny part about it, I would eat that first. I get like 5 bags of celery and carrots, and through all that, and then I get to the cauliflower and fries, and I would be so full, and I would hate how once I learned how deep fried foods made me feel full, like it really turned me off. Even like now, I'll admit when I go to the A, I try my little fried foods, But as of late, I've been falling in love with how I feel without eating it.
Yeah.